Hello, everyone. It is Justin, aka Giga Chadwick, here with something a bit random out of the blue. But I wanted to go over a couple of things in a sort of off the cuff video, just to give you guys an update, realistically, as to what's going on in the near future, things that I've sort of come to terms with, as you can probably guess by the top one. Um, However, there's some things on the side that we'll be going in order, discussing with you guys, um, and just basically explaining that this is the direction I'm going in, and what you guys are gonna expect from me in the future. The first one is the Yu-Gi-Oh future. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for the last 8 years, since toss format when you had like Thunder Dragons, Sky Strikers, Salamangreat, etc. And Yu-Gi-Oh has brought me a lot of great memories. Obviously, winning a couple of tournaments here and there. Nat's feature match against a good friend of mine, Ben, and obviously winning that somehow. But there comes a time where you eventually realize that there's priorities that you need to sort of address. And after a good while of thinking about it and seeing where things will go should sacrifices be made and whatnot, I have taken the decision to quit the playing side of cardboard Yu-Gi-Oh. I will still be judging, albeit a lot of the prizing is just going to get sold. But that is where I stand with Yu-Gi-Oh now. I will keep decks to play people in friendlies and keep my brain ticking over, as it'll help me with the judging, so that I'm obviously still in some way, even if it's just casually playing the game. But when it comes to like playing locals, going to OTSs, regionals, YCSs, all that sort of stuff, you will not see me. Um, I have given up on that aspect now. Financially, it has been too much. I think the truth did need to come out eventually, but I need to get better financially, and hopefully there'll be a time in the future if Yu-Gi-Oh's still going and whatnot. Obviously, we lost Kazuki Takahashi for what seems like forever ago now, and people were like, "Oh, is Yu-Gi-Oh going to still carry on?" Of course, it will. Obviously, there's millions that still play around the world, but Yu-Gi-Oh, say in 10 years' time, if obviously I've got everything all sorted and I want to obviously give it a go again, maybe I'll be in a better position financially to obviously go with it again. But at this moment in time, I can't do it. And that's the honest truth. I can't continue the playing side of it. I can't. Whilst Yu-Gi-Oh has taken the steps to obviously make it a bit more affordable, it is still too much. And I can understand why people turn to Pokemon. I can see why people go to Lorcana and whatnot. And I genuinely do see it, but that's just the honest truth about that side of things now. So for those who obviously didn't know, that is where I stand now. Next is the YouTube content. So I've barely done anything with YouTube for quite a while. I'm predominantly more on Twitch at this moment in time. Um, Obviously, I do my Drunken Romper streams at the moment with Danganronpa 2 at the moment. We finished one, Dragapi Havoc, and now we're on to 2, Goodbye Despair. We will obviously do 3. And I obviously do plan to follow the Danganronpa series a lot more, covering the spin off games. I believe there's one called Despair Girls. So that's obviously something we'll talk about at some point. But I will try to split different games to YouTube and to Twitch. Maybe make shorts a lot more when it comes to different games. Don't get me wrong, when it comes to obviously reverting back to the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, I will still obviously do Master Duel and Duel Links, and they'll obviously be like shorts that I'll probably do in the future, like of little things that I'll do because I'll still play on them, obviously. But um, when it comes to the content, it's probably going to be a bit more shorts focused. But that might be a secondary sort of thing. Like Twitch will be the primary thing. And I will do a lot more of my content on there, the long streams covering all the different showcases. Now, obviously, that's going to lead on to the next one, which is Persona. But um, when it comes to be an Xbox showcase, when it comes to be a Nintendo Direct, those sort of things I will try to cover if I'm available for them on Twitch. So if you guys want to jump in on those and obviously follow in a bit more, I do go under the name Giga Chadwick 25. That does change every year, given that the numbers are very reminiscent of, let's say, age. So yeah, that's where I stand at the moment with YouTube. Obviously, that's what I did start off on. But Twitch was always the main thing. Streaming was always the big goal in the end. And I'm almost at the first Twitch guided goal, which is 40 followers, which is nice. I've got 35 at the moment. Hopefully, we'll get to 40 sometime soon. Um, but yeah, that is where I plan to go with YouTube in the future. Now on to Persona. I think the obvious talking points are going to be from yesterday. Xbox Showcase. I was 99% certain, given all the talk that was going on about it, that we were getting Persona 4 Revival. And there'd been leaks over the last 10 days regarding Persona 6. Now, I had the theory before the show started that Persona 6 was going to follow immediately after Persona 4 Revival, group it into one so all the Persona things were done, and things would be pretty cool. They didn't. But we still did get Persona 6, and I'm so hyped. Honestly, I did think they'd do it, given that they acknowledged that there were leaks and obviously people impersonating them and whatnot. So I had a feeling that they'd probably just think, fuck it, let's just go and put out Persona 6 on the showcase and stuff. However, Persona 4 Revival, I'll go over that first because that's the one we all knew. It looks amazing. There's elements of P3 Reload, there's elements of P5 Royal. The graphics look so good. It looks clean. And it really needed it because I started off on P3 Reload. And P3 Reload, really good. Okay, all the graphics are sick. And then I went, I'll do it in chronological order. Let's do 4 Golden next. I don't think that was the best idea. Given that the graphics nowhere near as good. Obviously, it felt clunky at times. Hopefully, with this new variant, obviously, Revival, all the different sort of mini things have been fixed. When I saw the leaked box cover for 4 Revival, there wasn't Marie on it, which I felt was very interesting, given she was a well-respected character. But she did appear in the trailer, so thank God she's in it. And hopefully things are going to be really, really good. Now, Persona 6. Jesus Christ, I thought they were baiting me for a minute. Now, when I first saw it come up as Atlas, I thought, oh my god, it's Persona 6. And then as it slowly started to go along and then blipped and then going along again and then blipped, I thought, this seems horror-esque. This might not be Persona 6. And then eventually they got to it and it was like, fuck, it is Persona 6. And then when the logo came up, it was the same logo that was leaked. And I went absolutely batshit. And honestly, I kind of saw it coming, like I sort of hinted at before. But, oh, God. That's going to be a 2028 thing. It has to be. Because 2027 is when we're getting 4 Revival. That's on the 18th of February, for those who don't know. But I can see that being a mid to late 2028 sort of thing. Because they'll need time to really make it all right. Hopefully, this Persona 6 is incredible because we've been waiting pretty much 10 years for a new Persona game. Considering it was 2016 in Japan when it got when P5 got released, and 2017 when it came over here. So about 10 years or so. Um, so yeah, as a Persona fan, massive uh, hype around that now. And any games that I have interest in and obviously talk about, um, I will obviously get them on day one. I will obviously stream them. So you guys can obviously have a look and join me in the fun, seeing what all these games are like. Because that'll be pretty nice. Moving on to Nintendo Direct talk. Okay, so when it comes to the Nintendo Direct, it's rumored that there's going to be one tomorrow. Hopefully there is, because I will cover it. I will stream it. And my wishes for the Nintendo Direct are a release date for Danganronpa 2x2. It's a game I've said I'll get on release. I'll play it on release. It'll be one of those where I might book off a couple of days, play the game quite a bit in those 2 days or something, and really get into it again. Because I'm currently playing Goodbye Despair, which is what sort of 2x2 is on about. So you've got the characters from all 2x2, you've got not characters from 2x2, but characters from 2x2 or of Danganronpa 2. You've got new killers, you've got new victims. Obviously, we have our own hopes and wishes for the actual game itself, but the release date is the big one because we know it's getting released this year. It's set on Steam this year. I can see it being October or November, personally. Whether it does end up being that is a different story. But let's hope it's pretty soon. Really good because the graphics look pretty good. And these new elements that they're bringing in for the like new story sort of thing is really good, because if the base game is better, then that's going to be really annoying. I'm going to be brutally honest. The other one that I'm really hoping is true. This one's more of a rumor though. There's apparently a new Ace Attorney game in the works. Now, I've played all 10 Ace Attorney games, those being the Phoenix Wright trilogy, the Apollo Justice trilogy, the two Ace Attorney games, and the two Investigations games, and the two Great Ace Attorney games. So I've played all 10. I played the second Investigations game as the fan-made variant, but I still have played it. I know what's involved in it, even if it's only just come over to the West. And honestly, I would love it if they carried on in the direction of the agency, where the seventh game is Athena Sykes Ace Attorney. I feel Athena has been robbed of a lot of screen time, to where she's actually really, really relevant. And given that the first three was, of course, Phoenix, the next three were Apollo, the next one we sort of got introduced to was Athena. If Athena is the main focus of the next trilogy, if they go down that route, then Simon Blackwell is going to get a lot more screen time as well. And he's sick. I love Simon. One of my favourite characters from the modern games. And hopefully he does get more of an appearance on screen, because he was the prosecutor for Dual Destinies. He obviously appeared in Athena's case for Spirit of Justice. That would be so cool. If they made Simon the prosecutor for that game in a case or two, that would be nice. Athena against Simon, now that Athena's a bit more fleshed out. That would be nice. That is a bit of a cope call, though. I don't think it's going to happen. It might just be a side game where it's Ace Attorney focused, but it's more like a Great Ace Attorney or a Investigations, where it's more of a spin off than an actual mainline game, which I kind of don't want, if I'm being honest. But I can see it being that. I suppose at this point I'll go over the sort of honorable mentions. I suppose we can say Castlevania Belmont's Curse. That is one game from the Xbox showcase that did pique my curiosity. Looking at the gameplay, seeing how it all goes and whatnot, I did like it. I thought it looked really cool. So I did state that should I see more and get a bit more intrigued, I may get it day one of its release on October 15th, 2026, and play it because I'm always happy to play new games. Always happy to try out new things and obviously stream those for a bit more of a wider audience, let's say. I always try to encourage people to introduce me to new games, obviously similar to what I've already played, so that I can grasp a steady concept of what I like, but also experience something new at the same time, and then branch out more and more as time goes on. And then from the Summer Games Fest, which was a couple of days ago, we had the Attack on Titan game. That one I automatically said I was going to be getting on day one and playing. As someone who has watched the entirety of the anime and loved it, when they said that it was a game based off an anime that's well liked, and then they showed the trailer, and then the giants came up, I was like, "Fuck! It's Attack on Titan!" I went nuts. Now I couldn't really go absolutely batshit like I did for Persona 6 because of the timing. Obviously, in America, it would have been like like early evening, maybe late afternoon when they were doing it. But in the UK, which is where I'm from, it was 10 p.m. start to 12 midnight end. So it was really late. I couldn't bounce around the room a little bit. I couldn't jump on my chair or anything because I would have been absolutely bollocked by family. So yeah, that was something I'm really hyped for. Um, but realistically, there wasn't like a plethora of games that I feel like I'm going to do in the future, apart from the obvious ones. Like Danganronpa 2x2, I'd say is an obvious one. Persona 4 Revival and Persona 6, obvious ones. Because people who know me know I'm a fan of the series already. Like those are things you already know. I've already stated that I love the Ace Attorney series, so if the Nintendo Direct does give us news about a new Ace Attorney game, that one I say would be an obvious one. But Castlevania and Attack on Titan, I don't think are as obvious. So I suppose you could say those are the new branch out ones that are coming to mind. Um, I suppose another one that did look pretty cool, and we are getting a remaster for it. Whilst the second game is in development, and this is a Summer Games Fest announcement one, is The Wolf Among Us. Um, that one looked cool, and some people I know do like that series. Hopefully, um, it's something I can see a bit more of, get a bit more of an understanding, and then see if it is something I really want to play. Because hopefully, a sort of detective sort of game like that could pique my curiosity. Hopefully. But yeah, I think that about covers everything. I know this is a bit more of an off the cuff sort of video, sort of addressing all different points of where I want to go in the future. Giving you the like scale, like not scale, but the scope of what's to come, what I'm thinking, what I'm doing as a plan of action, let's say. Um, but I will state that obviously I am Giga Chadwick 25 on Twitch. If you want to go over and have a watch, I do Drunken Romper on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. UK time, which is GMT plus 1 time zone. Um, so to give you an idea, it is a drinking game whilst also playing Danganronpa at the same time. Anytime fan service or the word despair is mentioned, or the word hope is said by Nagato, anytime Fuyuhiko says bastard, things like that are the rules of the game. Basically, you take a drink every time that happens. It's a way to make it a little bit more fun. Um, and thanks to Jazz for obviously fucking getting me into Danganronpa to begin with. Jazz being my mod. Um, but with a slight bit more time on my hands, I do plan to do Master Duel streams. Um, Obviously, I need to have a structure of the week where this is going to be consistent, this time, this day, every week, etc. Now, obviously, I have my own Discord. That is in my Twitch bio. So if you want to join in the Discord, please feel free to join. Obviously, the YouTube is obviously within the Discord, not Discord, the Twitch as well. So if you wanted to find my YouTube, you can find it from there as well. But yeah, at the moment, steadily things are going on the rise, and hopefully that clears up a lot of sort of mystery about where I've been, because I really haven't had the time to do as much as I'd like. Um, like I've been working quite a bit at the weekends, and during the week I've been working late, and I haven't really been able to get into the the streaming as much as I'd like. But now that things are a little bit better, a bit more easier on the time restraints, I can go a little bit more full throttle, and hopefully maybe do 2, 3 times a week. So, with that in mind, I'm Giga Chadwick. Thanks for watching. I'm signing out. See you later.